In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was everything, a universe born in a fraction of a second from a cosmic explosion we call the Big Bang. From that singularity, a pinpoint of unimaginable density, came all the matter and energy that has ever existed. Bill Bryson begins his remarkable exploration of existence with this moment of ultimate creation, one that defies imagination yet is the foundation of everything we know. In his pursuit of understanding, Bryson unravels not only the mechanics of how the universe came into being but also the improbable chain of events that has led to life on Earth and, eventually, to us. The birth of the universe is an extraordinary story of scale. The protons, the tiniest building blocks of matter, are so small that billions of them could fit into the dot of an eye on a printed page. Yet, it is the collapse and interaction of such infinitesimally small particles that birthed the universe. Bryson describes how in an instant, a singularity expanded into a space that still boggles the mind, a universe 1,000,000 billion miles wide within just a few moments, scattering hydrogen, helium, and trace amounts of lithium across the cosmos. It is strange, he notes, that this unimaginable event produced precisely the conditions needed to create the stars and galaxies we see today. But how do we know any of this? This is where Bryson brings us to the story of science itself, how inquisitive, brilliant minds have pieced together the history of a universe so vast that even light, the fastest thing in existence, can take billions of years to traverse its breadth. Bryson introduces us to two astronomers, Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson, whose accidental discovery in 1965 of a faint microwave hiss provided evidence of the Big Bang's aftermath. This hiss, they found, was the oldest light in the universe, the faint echo of creation itself, now stretched thin and diluted by the cosmos' immense expansion. Yet, if the universe's birth was astonishing, its structure is even more so. Bryson marvels at the sheer improbability of it all. If gravity had been even slightly weaker or stronger, the universe might have either collapsed back into itself or expanded so fast that no stars could form. It is as though the universe is balanced on a cosmic knife's edge, calibrated so perfectly that life could one day exist. This uncanny precision has led some scientists to suggest that there might be countless universes, most of them utterly inhospitable, leaving us to inhabit the rare one where all the conditions are just right. Others simply shrug and accept it as one of the great mysteries of existence. From this immense and ancient universe, Bryson draws us closer to home, narrowing his lens to the solar system, a tiny corner of the cosmos and yet vast beyond comprehension. He invites us to imagine a journey from Earth to the outermost reaches of our planetary neighborhood. If Earth were the size of a pea, Jupiter would be 300 meters away, and Pluto, often seen as the solar system's final frontier, would lie over 2 kilometers distant. Even at the speed of light, it would take 7 hours to reach Pluto. And beyond that lies the Oort cloud, a realm so far-flung and sparsely populated with icy debris that reaching its edge would take another 10,000 years of travel. Bryson emphasizes the staggering emptiness of space, where the vast distances between celestial objects dwarf even the objects themselves. Despite humanity's advances, there is much we still don't know about our own celestial backyard. Bryson recounts how the discovery of Pluto's moon in 1978 reminded astronomers just how much remains unseen. It was a discovery made almost by accident, and it raised uncomfortable questions about Pluto's planetary status. Was it truly a planet, or merely the largest member of a vast collection of icy bodies in the Kuiper Belt? As telescopes grew more powerful, astronomers found hundreds of such objects, hinting that our solar system is not as tidy as our textbooks once suggested. Bryson's journey through the cosmos is filled with moments of quiet wonder and playful incredulity at the scale and complexity of it all. He describes the Reverend Robert Evans, a retired Australian minister, who has made a hobby of scanning the skies for supernovae dying stars that briefly outshine entire galaxies. To locate one of these transient celestial explosions amid the billions of stars visible in the night sky is a task so daunting that it seems almost magical. Yet Evans does it using little more than his own eyes and a telescope, relying on an uncanny memory for the positions of stars. His work is a poignant reminder of the blend of passion, skill, and serendipity that has always driven scientific discovery. In the end, Bryson returns to a profound truth about the universe. It is far more than we can see, comprehend, or measure. The Milky Way, our galaxy, is just one among billions, and it alone contains hundreds of billions of stars. Around those stars, there may be planets, perhaps trillions of them, some harboring life. Yet the vastness of space makes contact almost impossible. Even if intelligent beings exist elsewhere, the distances between us are so great that the idea of communication becomes almost absurd. Light from the nearest stars takes years to reach us, and messages, even if sent, would be ancient by the time they arrived. The story of the cosmos, as Bryson tells it, is both humbling and exhilarating. It is a reminder of the improbable chain of events that created not only the stars and galaxies but also the tiny blue planet we call home. As he puts it, the mere fact that we exist, made of stardust and atoms forged in the heart of exploding stars, is a miracle of cosmic proportions. And yet, even as we marvel at this miracle, the universe carries on, vast and indifferent, its mysteries waiting to be uncovered by the curious and the brave. The Earth, though seemingly boundless in its vast landscapes and oceans, is a remarkably small and fragile world suspended in the immensity of space. In Part 2, Bill Bryson turns his focus inward, exploring the size of our planet, its mysteries, and the groundbreaking efforts to measure and understand it. This is the story of human ingenuity, of scientists and thinkers who, armed with little more than rudimentary tools and immense curiosity, dared to map the shape, size, and essence of the only home we've ever known. It begins with the audacious question of Earth's dimensions. To us, Earth seems limitless, an expanse of continents, mountains, and oceans stretching endlessly. Yet, for thousands of years, humans sought to quantify it, to define its edges, and to uncover its secrets. The first accurate calculation came over 2 millennia ago, thanks to a Greek mathematician named Eratosthenes. With nothing but a stick, the sun, and a sharp mind, he deduced that the Earth was a sphere approximately 40,000 kilometers in circumference. By comparing the angles of shadows in 2 cities and applying simple geometry, he uncovered one of the great truths of science, centuries before modern instruments could confirm it. This triumph of intellect raises another question. How do you measure something as unfathomably vast as the Earth without the benefit of satellites or even accurate maps? Bryson takes us on a journey through the history of measurement, from the early cartographers who dared to chart coastlines and continents to the geologists who began probing the planet's depths. Each discovery added a piece to the puzzle, but the deeper scientists dug, the stranger and more complex Earth seemed to become. For much of human history, Earth was thought to be a static, unchanging entity. Its mountains and valleys, rivers and seas, were seen as eternal fixtures. But as scientists began to examine the layers of rock beneath their feet, they discovered a dynamic world in constant motion. The story of Earth's age and composition is told in stones, a timeline etched in layers of sediment, volcanic rock, and fossils. These layers revealed that Earth was not a few thousand years old, as many once believed, but billions of years old. It was an ancient world shaped by cataclysmic forces and slow, relentless processes that continue to this day. Bryson introduces us to the early pioneers of geology, who, armed with hammers and boundless enthusiasm, ventured into quarries and cliffs to decode Earth's history. Figures like James Hutton and Charles Lyell revolutionized our understanding of the planet. Hutton's theory of uniformitarianism proposed that the same natural forces, erosion, sedimentation, volcanic activity that shape the Earth today have been at work for eons, gradually sculpting the landscapes we see around us. Lyell built on these ideas, creating a framework that would influence a young Charles Darwin and countless others. But if the Earth's surface holds a story of gradual change, its deeper layers tell tales of violent upheaval. The discovery of plate tectonics in the 20th century revealed a planet in motion, its crust broken into massive plates that drift atop a molten mantle. This movement creates mountains, triggers earthquakes, and fuels volcanic eruptions. It also solved one of geology's great mysteries, the existence of identical fossils on continents separated by vast oceans. The once ridiculed idea of continental drift became a cornerstone of modern science, proving that the continents we see today were once part of a single landmass, a supercontinent named Pangaea. As Bryson unfolds the story of Earth's size and structure, He also delves into the lives of the individuals who pieced it together. These were people driven by obsession and curiosity, often working in obscurity, battling skepticism, and occasionally making spectacular mistakes. Take the tale of the French Academy of Sciences' 18th century expedition to measure the shape of the Earth. While one team went to the equator, enduring disease and near death to measure Earth's bulge, another ventured to the Arctic Circle to study its flattening. Their combined work confirmed that Earth is not a perfect sphere but an oblate spheroid, slightly squished at the poles. Bryson also shares the drama of those who sought to measure Earth's weight, a challenge so absurdly ambitious it seems destined for failure. Yet, in the late 18th century, a team of scientists climbed Scotland's Schiehallion Mountain to conduct an experiment. By measuring the gravitational pull exerted by the mountain on a pendulum, they calculated the density of the Earth and, astonishingly, came remarkably close to the actual figure. This feat not only provided a rough estimate of Earth's weight, but also underscored humanity's determination to quantify even the most intangible mysteries. The Earth's size and structure, however, are only part of its story. Bryson dives into the elemental composition of our planet, from the iron core at its center to the thin crust that supports life. He marvels at the discovery of elements, those fundamental building blocks that make up everything we see, touch, and breathe. These elements, forged in the fiery hearts of stars, are the raw materials of Earth. Yet their arrangement and abundance are far from uniform, leading to the formation of minerals, rocks, and the very landscapes that shape our world. This part of Bryson's narrative is also a tale of humanity's endless thirst for knowledge and the often haphazard journey toward understanding. Scientists worked for centuries to decipher the periodic table, often stumbling upon elements by accident. The discovery of oxygen, for example, was a collaborative and contentious process, with multiple researchers claiming credit. The same can be said for many breakthroughs in chemistry, where chance, persistence, and ingenuity intertwine to reveal the secrets of matter. As Bryson moves through the layers of Earth's history and its elemental makeup, he leaves us with a profound sense of wonder. The planet beneath our feet, so familiar and solid, is a dynamic and ever-changing entity. Its history is written in rocks and elements, in the slow drift of continents and the explosive force of volcanoes. It is a story of immense timescales and cosmic coincidences, of human determination to measure the immeasurable and to understand the unknowable. In this journey through Part 2, Bryson brings the Earth to life not as a static backdrop but as an active, breathing character in the grand story of existence. It is a reminder that the ground beneath us is both ancient and fleeting, shaped by forces that have operated for billions of years and will continue long after we are gone. Through his vivid storytelling, Bryson reveals the beauty and complexity of a world we often take for granted, leaving us in awe of the planet we call home. Imagine standing on the threshold of a new age, a time when the curtain of ignorance begins to lift, and the universe reveals itself not in myth or assumption, but in precise and dazzling clarity. In Part 3 of Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything, this new dawn is illuminated by the intellectual revolutions that shattered old paradigms and introduced us to the true mechanics of the cosmos, the atom, and the very fabric of existence. It is a time when science began to step boldly forward, driven by the brilliance and, at times, eccentricities of its most daring thinkers. It is impossible to discuss this era without first invoking the name of Albert Einstein, whose contributions to physics fundamentally altered humanity's understanding of reality. Bryson opens this section with Einstein's universe, a realm where time is relative, space curves, and light itself is both a wave and a particle. Einstein's theory of relativity was, at its core, an audacious idea that challenged centuries of accepted wisdom. It proposed that space and time were not fixed absolutes but were intertwined and malleable, influenced by gravity and motion. The sheer audacity of the notion was matched only by its elegance, and it is perhaps for this reason that it continues to be celebrated as one of the most profound intellectual leaps in human history. But science, as Bryson reminds us, is rarely the work of solitary genius. While Einstein's equations reshaped the macrocosm, the microscopic world was being unraveled by others. Enter the atom, a world so small that its secrets had eluded humanity for centuries. Bryson takes us into the strange and thrilling realm of atomic theory, where the pioneering work of Niels Bohr, Max Planck, and others revealed that the very building blocks of matter behaved in ways that defied common sense. Electrons orbiting nuclei like planets around a sun, photons existing as both particles and waves, atoms made mostly of empty space. It was a revelation as baffling as it was exhilarating, one that forced scientists to rethink not only the physical universe but also their very assumptions about what was possible. Among these discoveries lay the strange, unpredictable dance of quantum mechanics. Bryson describes the unsettling reality of quantum theory, where particles can exist in multiple states at once, and outcomes are determined by probabilities rather than certainties. It was, as Einstein himself famously remarked, a world where God does not play dice. Yet, as uncomfortable as the quantum world was to comprehend, its implications were undeniable. Quantum mechanics would go on to become one of the cornerstones of modern physics, driving advancements in everything from computing to energy. While the atom provided a glimpse into the fundamental nature of matter, it also introduced a shadow, the terrifying potential of atomic energy. Bryson chronicles the race to understand and harness the atom's immense power, a pursuit that culminated in both scientific triumph and moral unease. The discovery of nuclear fission, where splitting an atom releases an almost unimaginable amount of energy, promised to revolutionize energy production. But it also gave rise to weapons of unparalleled destruction, a dual legacy that would haunt humanity through the 20th century and beyond. The deeper scientists delved into the nature of matter, the more intricate and strange it became. Bryson brings us to the work of particle physicists, those intrepid explorers of the subatomic realm. He recounts the discovery of quarks, the even smaller particles that make up protons and neutrons, as well as the ongoing quest to find the elusive Higgs boson, sometimes called the God particle. It is a field where the lines between the known and the unknown blur, where each answer seems to raise even more profound questions about the universe's inner workings. Yet, for all its focus on the very small, science in this era was also making sense of the very large. The Earth itself, once thought to be an unchanging rock, was revealed to be in constant motion. Bryson describes the dawn of plate tectonics, the revolutionary theory that explained how continents drift, collide, and reshape the planet's surface. It was a breakthrough that solved long-standing mysteries, from the formation of mountains to the causes of earthquakes, and provided a unifying framework for understanding the planet's geology. The discovery that the Earth's crust is fractured into massive plates, floating on a molten mantle, transformed not just geology but our sense of the planet as a living, dynamic system. But perhaps the most surprising discovery of this new age came from an unexpected direction. Bryson recounts the story of lead, a common element that turned out to be one of the most pervasive and insidious pollutants in human history. Scientists like Claire Patterson, who painstakingly measured the age of the Earth using lead isotopes, inadvertently uncovered the widespread contamination of the environment by leaded gasoline. Patterson's work not only helped establish the Earth's age at 4.5 billion years, but also launched a campaign against lead pollution that would have far-reaching consequences for public health. Throughout this era of discovery, one theme recurs: the resilience and curiosity of those who pursue knowledge. Bryson introduces us to figures like Marie Curie, who braved radiation to uncover the properties of radioactive elements, and Ernest Rutherford, who transformed our understanding of the atom with his groundbreaking experiments. These were individuals who often worked in obscurity, driven not by fame or fortune, but by a relentless desire to uncover the truth. Their discoveries were not always greeted with enthusiasm indeed. Many faced skepticism or outright ridicule, but they persevered, leaving behind a legacy that continues to shape our understanding of the world. As Bryson concludes this section, he reflects on the interconnectedness of these discoveries. The universe, the Earth, the atom, they are not separate realms but parts of a single, unified reality. The insights of Einstein, Bohr, Curie, and others are not isolated triumphs but threads in a tapestry that stretches across time and space. It is a tapestry woven with questions as much as answers, a reminder that for all we have learned, the universe remains a place of profound mystery and wonder. In the end, this new age of discovery is a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the boundless potential of science. It is a reminder that we are part of a universe far larger and more intricate than we can fully comprehend, and yet we continue to reach, to question, and to explore. Bryson captures the spirit of this age with wit and reverence, painting a portrait of a world where the impossible becomes possible, and the unknown becomes known. It is an exhilarating journey, one that leaves us in awe of the universe and the minds that dare to understand it. The Earth is beautiful, but it is far from benign. In Part 4 of A Short History of Nearly Everything, Bill Bryson immerses us in the raw and dangerous forces that govern our planet, revealing a world constantly teetering on the edge of catastrophe. This is the story of a restless planet, shaped by its volatile core, and the natural forces that make it both a cradle for life and a ticking time bomb. It is a tale of creation and destruction, of terrifying beauty, and of a species our own that has managed to thrive despite the odds. Bryson begins this exploration with an unforgettable bang, literally. Catastrophes are woven into Earth's history, and few are as dramatic as asteroid impacts. These celestial missiles, hurled through space at unimaginable speeds, have shaped the surface of our planet for billions of years. Some are mere pinpricks, leaving little more than craters. Others, like the one that struck the Yucatan Peninsula 66 million years ago, altered the course of life itself. That impact unleashed a firestorm, earthquakes, and tsunamis, blotting out the sun and triggering the extinction of nearly 3/4 of all species on Earth, including the dinosaurs. It was a reminder, Bryson notes, of how precarious life truly is, dependent on a delicate balance that can be undone in an instant by forces far beyond our control. Yet asteroids are far from the only threats lurking in Earth's skies. Bryson describes the potential devastation of volcanic eruptions, those awe-inspiring displays of molten fury that rise from deep within the planet's mantle. He takes us back to the eruption of Mount Tambora in 1815, the most powerful in recorded history. Tambora's explosion was so immense that it darkened skies worldwide, leading to what became known as the Year Without a Summer. Crops failed, famine spread, and millions suffered from the fallout of an event they didn't even understand. Volcanoes, Bryson reminds us, are a vivid reminder of Earth's raw power, capable of shaping civilizations or ending them. Beneath the Earth's surface lies a fiery engine, one that powers not only volcanoes, but also the tectonic plates that define our planet's geography. Bryson takes us on a journey deep below the crust, into a realm of molten rock and unthinkable pressure. Here, heat from Earth's core drives the movement of the plates, causing continents to drift, collide, and tear apart. This ceaseless motion is the source of earthquakes, those sudden and often catastrophic shifts that remind us of our planet's unpredictability. The scale of destruction an earthquake can unleash is staggering, as seen in events like the 1906 San Francisco quake or the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which was triggered by an undersea quake so powerful that it altered the shape of the Earth itself. Bryson marvels at the delicate interplay of forces that keep the planet in balance, forces that can so easily tip into chaos. He introduces us to scientists who study these phenomena, from seismologists who track earthquakes to volcanologists who brave fiery mountains to understand their inner workings. These experts, often working in the most dangerous conditions, have made incredible strides in understanding Earth's mechanisms. Yet, as Bryson points out, prediction remains elusive. We can measure the buildup of pressure along a fault line or monitor the rumblings of a restless volcano, but the exact moment when disaster will strike remains a mystery. It is a humbling reminder of the limits of human knowledge in the face of nature's power. Even the land beneath our feet, which seems so stable, is in fact a dangerous and ever-changing landscape. Bryson takes us to Yellowstone National Park, a region of stunning beauty that sits atop a supervolcano capable of unimaginable destruction. The vast caldera beneath Yellowstone's surface is a ticking time bomb, filled with enough magma to blanket North America in ash. Scientists assure us that an eruption is unlikely anytime soon, but when it does happen, the consequences will be catastrophic. Bryson's descriptions of these hidden dangers are both sobering and thrilling, painting a picture of a world that is as perilous as it is magnificent. Yet it is not only dramatic events like eruptions and earthquakes that make Earth a dangerous place. Bryson delves into the quieter, more insidious threats posed by the planet's natural processes. He describes how gases like carbon dioxide and methane, released by volcanic activity and human industry alike, can alter the planet's climate in ways we are only beginning to understand. The story of Earth's atmosphere is one of constant change, shaped by a delicate balance of gases that has made life possible. But as Bryson points out, this balance is fragile, and even small changes can have enormous consequences. The history of Earth is filled with episodes of climate upheaval, from ice ages to sudden warming events, each with profound impacts on the creatures that called the planet home. Through all of this, Bryson never loses sight of the wonder and complexity of Earth's systems. He describes the planet not as a static backdrop but as a dynamic, living entity, a world in constant motion, governed by forces both seen and unseen. It is a world of cycles and feedback loops, where the movement of tectonic plates shapes the climate, and the atmosphere, in turn, influences the land and oceans. This interconnectedness is a testament to the planet's resilience, but it is also a source of vulnerability. When one part of the system is disrupted, the effects ripple outward, often in unpredictable ways. In this exploration of Earth's dangers, Bryson reminds us that we are both witnesses to and participants in the planet's story. Our existence depends on a delicate balance of conditions, a balance that has been maintained for billions of years but is never guaranteed. The forces that shaped the planet are the same ones that threaten it, and our ability to understand and adapt to these forces will determine our future. Part 4 is a sobering and awe-inspiring journey into the heart of Earth's power. Bryson's vivid storytelling brings the planet to life, revealing its beauty, its dangers, and its mysteries. He reminds us that while we have made incredible strides in understanding our world, we remain at its mercy, living on a planet that is as unpredictable as it is magnificent. It is a humbling realization, one that underscores the fragility of life and the extraordinary circumstances that allow it to persist. Life, that miraculous, intricate phenomenon, is the focus of Part 5, where Bryson unpacks the story of how our lonely planet not only became habitable but flourished with an almost unfathomable diversity of life forms. It is a tale that begins with the improbable and progresses through billions of years of trial, error, triumph, and catastrophe. In Bryson's hands, this journey from lifeless matter to the teeming biosphere we inhabit becomes a celebration of resilience, adaptability, and sheer cosmic luck. Bryson begins by marveling at the conditions necessary for life to exist at all. Earth is a planet of astonishing specificity, a delicate cocktail of ingredients that just happen to combine in precisely the right ways. Liquid water, a stable atmosphere, and just the right distance from the sun, all of these factors were essential, yet none were guaranteed. The odds of such conditions aligning seem almost laughably slim. And yet, somehow, they did. The Earth, a planet with molten insides and a tempestuous surface, became a cradle for life. It is, as Bryson notes, nothing short of miraculous. Life itself began in the depths of the primordial oceans, in a world utterly alien to anything we know today. Bryson recounts the birth of simple, single-celled organisms, life so basic that it barely seems alive. These early forms of life existed in a chemical soup, metabolizing whatever nutrients they could find in a harsh and volatile environment. For hundreds of millions of years, life progressed in relative monotony, with microbes ruling the planet. Yet it was during this time that some of the most significant innovations in Earth's history occurred, including the development of photosynthesis, which allowed organisms to harness the energy of sunlight. This process not only transformed life but also altered the planet itself, releasing oxygen into the atmosphere and setting the stage for more complex life forms to emerge. The rise of oxygen was a turning point, but it was also a catastrophe for many of the planet's early inhabitants. Oxygen, Bryson explains, is a highly reactive and toxic gas, and its introduction to the atmosphere led to mass extinctions among organisms that could not tolerate it. Yet this deadly substance also enabled life to become more dynamic, paving the way for multicellular organisms and, eventually, the dazzling diversity of plants and animals we see today. Bryson marvels at the ingenuity of evolution, a process that relies on randomness yet somehow produces complexity and beauty. It is, as he puts it, nature's greatest magic trick. From the oceans, life gradually made its way onto land, a transition fraught with challenges. Bryson describes how plants were the first to venture ashore, colonizing the barren landscapes and creating the conditions necessary for animal life to follow. Over millions of years, fish evolved into amphibians, which in turn gave rise to reptiles, mammals, and, eventually, us. The story of evolution is one of relentless experimentation, some species thriving, others failing, and still others adapting in ways that would have seemed impossible. Bryson highlights some of the more astonishing leaps in this journey, from the development of feathers originally for insulation, not flight, to the evolution of the eye, a feature so complex that it seems almost magical. Yet life on Earth has never been a smooth journey. Bryson reminds us that extinction is as much a part of the story as survival. He recounts the great mass extinctions that have punctuated Earth's history, each wiping out vast swaths of life and reshaping the course of evolution. The most famous of these is, of course, the asteroid impact that ended the reign of the dinosaurs, but Bryson also delves into earlier cataclysms, such as the Permian extinction, which annihilated 90% of all species. These events, while devastating, also opened the door for new life to emerge. Without the extinction of the dinosaurs, for example, mammals might never have risen to prominence, and humans might never have evolved. Bryson's exploration of life extends down to its smallest and most fundamental units: cells. He describes the astonishing complexity of these microscopic factories, which work tirelessly to sustain every living organism. Each cell is a marvel of engineering, packed with structures that perform specialized tasks, from generating energy to replicating DNA. The discovery of DNA, Bryson explains, was one of the greatest scientific achievements of the 20th century, unlocking the secrets of heredity and revealing the molecular blueprint of life. It is this genetic code, shared by every living thing on Earth, that connects us to the simplest bacteria as well as the most majestic creatures in the animal kingdom. At its heart, Part 5 is also a celebration of biodiversity, the sheer abundance and variety of life that has emerged on Earth. Bryson marvels at the richness of ecosystems, from the depths of the oceans to the canopies of rainforests, each teeming with creatures that have adapted to their environments in ways both ingenious and bizarre. He highlights some of the more peculiar inhabitants of the natural world, from the extremophiles that thrive in boiling hot springs to the bizarrely delicate structures of insects and the complex social systems of ants and bees. Each species, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, plays a role in the intricate web of life. Yet this celebration of life is tinged with a sense of urgency. Bryson reminds us that biodiversity is under threat, not from natural disasters or cosmic events, but from human activity. Habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change are driving species to extinction at an alarming rate, disrupting ecosystems and imperiling the delicate balance that has sustained life for billions of years. It is a sobering reminder of our impact on the planet and our responsibility to protect the extraordinary richness of life that surrounds us. As Bryson concludes this section, he reflects on the sheer improbability of life's existence. The journey from single-celled organisms to the intricate and interconnected biosphere we see today is nothing short of miraculous, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life. And yet, for all its complexity, life remains fragile, a fleeting and precious phenomenon in a universe that seems largely indifferent to it. Bryson leaves us with a profound sense of wonder at the diversity and beauty of life, tempered by the recognition that it is something we must cherish and protect. In the end, the story of life is not just a scientific narrative but a deeply human one. It is a story of survival against the odds, of evolution's endless creativity, and of a planet that has nurtured life despite its many dangers. Bryson's vivid and insightful storytelling brings the story to life, reminding us of the remarkable journey that has brought us here and the responsibility we bear as stewards of the only living world we know. The story of life on Earth culminates in the emergence of us, an improbable, restless species that stands apart in its capacity to question, create, and alter the very planet it inhabits. In Part 6 of A Short History of Nearly Everything, Bill Bryson reflects on humanity's place in the grand saga of Earth's history. It is a story of survival, adaptability, and, ultimately, a profound responsibility to understand and care for the fragile world that sustains us. Our journey begins in the ice. For much of its history, Earth has been a planet of extremes, cycling through long periods of intense cold punctuated by warmer interludes. Bryson describes the ice ages not as singular events but as recurring phases, shaped by subtle shifts in Earth's orbit and tilt. These icy epochs reshaped continents, redirected rivers, and forced life to adapt or perish. For early humans, the ice ages presented formidable challenges: harsh climates, scarce resources, and the constant need to move in search of sustenance. Yet it was within this crucible of adversity that some of our ancestors developed the traits that would set us apart: ingenuity, cooperation, and an ability to innovate. Human evolution, as Bryson recounts, is a story of both mystery and marvel. The fossil record reveals a lineage marked by fits and starts, with multiple species of hominins, our distant relatives, coexisting and competing for survival. From the upright walking Australopithecus to the tool-making Homo habilis and the more robust Neanderthals, our evolutionary history is one of experimentation and adaptation. Yet only one species, Homo sapiens, survived. Bryson ponders why this might be, pointing to the unique combination of traits that define us: a large, complex brain capable of abstract thought, language, and creativity, dexterous hands that enabled the manipulation of tools, and a social structure that fostered collaboration and innovation. The road to modern humans, however, was anything but smooth. Bryson describes how early Homo sapiens faced numerous bottlenecks, periods when their population dwindled to precariously low levels. One such moment occurred around 70,000 years ago, when a supervolcanic eruption at Toba in present-day Indonesia plunged the planet into a volcanic winter. This catastrophic event may have reduced the global human population to just a few thousand individuals, a sobering reminder of how close our species came to extinction. Yet, from these near disasters, humans emerged stronger, more adaptable, and more resourceful. As humans spread out of Africa and into new territories, they encountered a world filled with dangers and opportunities. Bryson recounts how our ancestors mastered fire, developed tools, and eventually learned to manipulate the environment to their advantage. The agricultural revolution, which began around 10,000 years ago, marked a turning point in human history. By cultivating crops and domesticating animals, humans gained control over their food supply, allowing populations to grow and civilizations to flourish. But this progress came at a cost. The shift to agriculture brought with it new challenges: disease, social inequality, and environmental degradation. Bryson also explores the restlessness that seems to define humanity. Unlike other species, which adapt to their environments, humans have an insatiable drive to explore, conquer, and transform. This drive has led to extraordinary achievements, from the building of great cities to the exploration of space, but it has also made us a profoundly disruptive force on the planet. Bryson traces the rise of human impact on the environment, from deforestation and overhunting in ancient times to the Industrial Revolution and the modern climate crisis. It is a sobering account of how a species that once teetered on the brink of extinction has become the dominant force on Earth, capable of reshaping entire ecosystems and altering the planet's climate. Yet Bryson does not dwell solely on humanity's destructive tendencies. He also celebrates our capacity for wonder, curiosity, and discovery. He describes the scientific breakthroughs that have allowed us to understand the natural world, from the discovery of DNA to the mapping of the human genome. These achievements, he argues, are a testament to the same ingenuity and creativity that enabled our ancestors to survive and thrive in a hostile world. They are also a reminder of the extraordinary potential of a species that, for all its flaws, remains capable of remarkable feats. As Bryson reflects on humanity's place in the grand scheme of things, he acknowledges the fragility of our existence. Life on Earth is precarious, and humanity's future is far from guaranteed. Our survival depends not only on our ability to innovate, but also on our willingness to confront the challenges we face, from climate change to biodiversity loss. Bryson leaves us with a sense of urgency, urging us to recognize the interconnectedness of all life and to act as stewards of the planet that has nurtured us. In the end, Part 6 is both a celebration and a cautionary tale. It is a celebration of humanity's remarkable journey, from a small band of upright apes on the African savanna to a species capable of unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. But it is also a reminder of our vulnerability and the responsibility that comes with our unique position in the web of life. Bryson's storytelling is rich with wonder, humility, and a deep appreciation for the improbable series of events that brought us here. It is an invitation to marvel at our place in the universe and to ensure that future generations can continue the story we have only just begun. In the vast expanse of time and space, it is nothing short of miraculous that we are here, alive and aware, perched on a fragile planet spinning through the cosmos. Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything takes us on a journey that is as humbling as it is enlightening, offering a sweeping narrative of existence that stretches from the dawn of the universe to the intricate story of life itself. Along the way, Bryson masterfully conveys not only the beauty and complexity of the natural world but also the sheer improbability of it all. From the blinding pulse of the Big Bang to the quiet resilience of single-celled organisms, the story of our universe is one of delicate balances and extraordinary chances. The stars and galaxies that fill the heavens, the tectonic forces that shape our landscapes, the intricate machinery of cells, and the astonishing adaptability of life, all of these remind us of the interconnectedness of everything. Bryson captures this wonder with an infectious curiosity, revealing how every part of existence is a chapter in a larger, awe-inspiring narrative. Yet for all its grandeur, the story Bryson tells is also a fragile one. The forces that created life are the same ones that threaten it: cosmic collisions, shifting continents, and climatic upheavals. And now, in this moment of history, the greatest risk to the planet is us. Bryson does not shy away from confronting humanity's role as both a marvel of evolution and a force of destruction. Our ingenuity has given us the ability to decode the mysteries of the universe, but it has also made us architects of environmental crises that threaten the very systems on which we depend. Still, Bryson's message is not one of despair but of hope and responsibility. He reminds us that understanding the world is the first step to caring for it. By unraveling the mysteries of existence, science offers not just knowledge but the tools to protect and preserve the delicate balance of life. It is a call to action, a reminder that the fate of our planet and our place within it is in our hands. In the end, A Short History of Nearly Everything is a celebration of curiosity, discovery, and the improbable chain of events that have brought us here. Bryson leaves us with a profound sense of wonder, a deep appreciation for the world we inhabit, and an undeniable urgency to cherish and protect it. For in the grand, sweeping story of existence, our moment is fleeting, but it is ours, and what we do with it will shape the chapters yet to come.